Buenos días a todos.
Good morning, Professor Adnan. You hear me?
Yes, good morning, class. Should I start?
Sorry?
Can I start my lecture or should
Yeah,
I wait?
please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Una carreta de la... No, y vos las echaste, yo no sé. Yo lo que me toca que hacer es dártelo nada más.
Okay, welcome to biology class, dear students. And today is our sixth lecture, I guess, and we will start in a minute. So I'm sharing the screen with you guys. I hope you guys can see the screen. Okay, so the screen is loading. I hope your week was going well and everybody's fine and in good health. So let us begin today's topic. As you can see here that we have three topics to cover today. The first one is introduction to biology. The second is ecological succession and climate. And the third topic is biomes and aquatic ecosystems. So these three topics we will try to cover in today's class. So let us begin. And I would encourage all of you to ask questions in chat, in verbally, use your mic. Where you do not understand or if you have any confusion, you can ask me. Just use your mic and ask the question, okay? And I would like you guys to take notes as well. I hope you guys have your pencils and notebooks ready with you. And as I speak and as I explain the topics of today's lecture, I hope you guys will note them down. Okay, so let us begin today's class. So the first lecture and the first topic is introduction to biology. So introduction to biology, do you guys know, do you guys have any idea what biology is? A simple idea of biology, anyone? Would you like to tell me about biology? What do you think about biology? What is biology? Anyone?
Biology is the study of the life.
Yes, excellent. Biology is the study of life. Very good. So biology, this word is made up of two different words. And we have bio, as I have written here in orange, right? Bio means life and logy means study. Anywhere where you see this word logy, that means to study, right? So we have bio means life and logy to study. So biology means study of life. Very good, Samuel. So there are three major branches of biology. We divide the study of life into three main categories, right? So the first one is botany. So if you look around, we have three main types of life, right? We have animals, we have plants, and we have living organisms like microorganisms, like bacteria, virus that you cannot see. So these are the three main types of life. Is it clear? I hope you are getting me. We have three different types of, we have three major classifications of life around us. Like humans, animals. Humans is also a part of animal kingdom, and we have plant kingdom. We have plants, we have trees, we have grass, right? And we have micro organisms that we cannot see, but that is also life. So botany, B-O-T-A-N-Y. So we will discuss branches of biology today in this topic, introduction to biology. So we have three major branches of biology. The first one is botany. It deals with the study of plants, right? And when you want to study animals, so we call this zoology. Zoo, Z-O-O, right? When you go to the zoo, you see lots of animals. When you go to the zoo, you do not see plants, different types of plants, right? You go to zoo to see animals. So the study of animals is called zoology. It deals with the study of animals. And then the third major branch of biology is microbiology. Micro means small, a life that you cannot see with your eyes, like you have to use a microscope, like bacteria, virus, and archaea, protozoans, etc. So I hope we are clear so far, and let us move towards the next slide. So here I have mentioned 9 different branches of biology in which we study life, right? So the first one is anatomy. Second one is biotechnology. We have botany that we have just discussed. You can see a flower here, right? We have ecology, we have genetics, we have immunology, microbiology, physiology, and zoology. So 3 of them we have discussed in the previous slide. We have botany, we have zoology, and we have microbiology. You can see this microscope here. So the life that you cannot see with your naked eye. So that type of microorganisms that we study in microbiology. Okay, so the terms that we need to discuss is biotechnology, immunology, genetics, ecology, physiology, and zoology, we have and anatomy. So let us discuss these. So I would like to ask, do you know what is anatomy? Do you have any idea?
Anatomy is the study of the human body.
Yes, but I need a more specific answer. Very good, Samuel, but I need a more specific answer. Like, what do we study specifically in anatomy?
Organs.
Yes, the structure of organs, right? So I'm going to this slide. So study of body's structure, like the structure of the heart. Like, what is the structure of heart? How many chambers do we have in the heart, right? Like, if we want to study brain, so we would study that how, like, what is the composition of the brain? What types of cells do we have, like neurons, right? So all the composition, the layers of brains, how many layers do we have? How many different parts of brain are there? So that is called anatomy. So anatomy is very closely related to physiology. So I would like to discuss physiology after anatomy. So you need to understand the difference between anatomy and physiology. In anatomy, you study the structure of the organ, right? That, okay, it has 4 chambers and it has layers. It has like endocardium, the outermost layer of the heart. Then if you open the heart, you see there are different types of cells and fat and muscles, right? And physiology is the function of the heart. So I have written the example here, how heart pumps blood. What is the function of the heart? It pumps blood, right? It beats, and as the heart is beating, what is happening? It is shifting the blood to all parts of the body. So how does this happen? How the heart pumps blood to rest of the body? So this is its function. So when we study physiology, we see that how an organ works. I hope the difference is clear between anatomy and physiology. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So very good. So let us move on. So we have biotechnology. So biotechnology is the use of biology to develop new products, methods, and organisms intended to improve human health and society. So what happens in biotechnology is that we change the genes, we change the DNA, right, a little bit and manipulate the DNA for our purpose. This is used in medicine. We make different types of medicines from animals. For example, insulin. Insulin is a hormone. Insulin is a protein that is used to metabolize glucose from blood, and it keeps our blood sugar levels normal. So when there is a problem with the insulin, so the blood levels in our, the sugar levels in our blood, what will happen? They will rise, and we will see different types of problems with the higher or raised glucose levels, and it is called diabetes. It's a disease. So, and the diabetic patients, they need insulin, right? So somehow their body stops producing insulin. So in biotechnology, what we do, we take this insulin hormone and we inject it into the cells of animals, for example, goat. And when that goat or cow produces milk, so insulin is produced in that milk, and when a diabetic patient drinks that milk, so he is drinking basically insulin mixed in the milk. And what will happen? So the higher higher blood sugar level of that patient will be normalized. So this is how we use different techniques in biotechnology for the betterment of the humanity, and we make different products from biotechnology. So we have ecology, eco from environment, like from our environment. So the study and the relationships between the living organisms and their environment, right? So we study different types of factors like biotic factors, abiotic factors, how they influence the living organisms in the ecosystem. So this is all we study in ecology. And then we have genetics. So the study of genes, the study of characteristics, like I have brown eyes, some people have green eyes, some people have blue eyes. So when the offsprings are produced, when the children are born, so they have green eyes, they have blue eyes. So it is the study that how the characters, they are transferred from the parents to offsprings, right? So your parents may have brown eyes, but you may have green eyes. So how this change happened? Why do you have green eyes when your father or your mother have brown eyes? So this change, the change in the DNA or the change in genes, we study this in genetics. So these are all the different branches of biology. So we are discussing introduction to biology. Then we have immunology. So what do we mean by immunology? I have explained or I have mentioned this before, and that is that human body has a defense system. When a germ, when microorganisms, they get inside our body, so and we get sick, so we have a system that fights these microorganisms and make us feel better again. You guys must have heard of the disease HIV/AIDS. So in AIDS, what happens is that our immune system is compromised. The virus of HIV/AIDS attacks the immune system, the defense system of the body, and then when microorganisms they get inside our body and they start making us sick, and our body basically has no defense system to protect us. And a person having AIDS can have different types of diseases all at once. So this is immunology. We study the defense system, that how our body protects us against the different types of microorganisms. And we have already discussed physiology. So can anyone give me the difference between physiology and anatomy? Anyone? What is the difference between anatomy and physiology, so that we can move on with our lecture? Give me an example. Yes, you guys have 1 minute. We are short of time. What is the difference between anatomy and physiology? Okay, let me give you an example. For example, we are talking about our eyes, right? So in anatomy, we study that how many different parts of eyes do we have. Like we have cornea, we have retina, right? And we have nerves which are connected, how the blood is flowing in our eye. And physiology means that how the eye works, how do we see things? So this is physiology. So we have an answer in the chat, the functions. Aaron, yes, the functions. So the functions is what? Is it anatomy or physiology?
Physiology.
Excellent. Yes, very good. Physiology. Can you give me another example?
Like the
Start
heart.
from yeah, no, the heart, I have already discussed heart. New example. Something new. Start with the ear. What is the anatomy of the ear and what is the physiology of the ear? Yes, go ahead.
The anatomy of the ear and the physiology of the ear.
Yes.
I'm a little confused.
Okay, let me explain. Anatomy of the ear, how many different parts of the ear we have? We have bones inside our ear, we have fluids, we have a membrane, right? That is called tympanic membrane. So all these different parts we study in anatomy. And if we want to study the physiology of the ear, so what will we say? We will say that how we hear sounds, how the sound waves are processed by the brain from the ear. So that is the physiology of the ear. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, good. So this was our first topic, introduction to biology, and I have discussed different branches of biology with you guys. So now we are proceeding to our second topic, and that is ecological succession and climate, a very, very interesting topic, ecological succession and climate. So do you guys have any idea about the succession? What do we mean by succession? What is a succession? This word.
Something good, like
Something good or something which is replaced.
keeping the environment healthy and safe.
Let me explain. Yeah, well try. You are close, but let me explain. You know, you may have heard of kings, right? So we have, like, for example, we have a king and the king dies and his son is a king again. So this is succession, right? So the king was replaced by his son. So this is succession. The repetition of things, like from one thing was transferred to the other. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, so let me give you another example of the Queen of England, right? So she died a few months ago. So now his son is king, right? And when he will die, his son will be the king. So this is succession. What is happening? The throne is being like succeeded by different personalities. So one thing, it is like we can say that it is succeeding, right? So this is succession. So ecological succession, what is ecological succession? We have ecological succession is a series of changes that occur in an ecological community over time. So I will explain this, and I hope this will be very clear to you guys. Let me give you an example. In an area, and the sequence of communities that undergo changes is called sera. Thus, each community that changes is called a seral stage or a seral community. And I will explain with the help of the pictures that what basically a sera is, or a seral stage, or a seral community is. So we have two different types of ecological successions. We have primary succession, and we have secondary succession. So we will discuss the primary succession, and I will give you the example, and then the ecological succession and climate will be clear to you guys. So what is a primary succession? Primary succession is a succession that starts in a lifeless areas, such as the regions devoid of soil or the areas where the soil is unable to sustain life. So for example, imagine our planet like billions of years ago. When the earth was created, there was no life, right? There was no soil. So over the thousands of years and millions of years, soil was formed, and then that soil was able to support life. So this is primary succession. When the planet was first formed, there was no soil on earth. The earth was made up of rocks. So these rocks were broken down by microorganisms and eroded to form soil. The soil then becomes the foundation of plant life. Plants were produced. These plants help in the survival of different animals and progress from primary succession to the Climax community. So we studied this in our last lecture, that what happens after a few million years, that how life was evolved, if you guys remember. So we are studying this from different angle, from a different perspective. So if this primary ecosystem is destroyed, secondary succession takes place. So now I will show you a picture which will explain this entire paragraph, and you will be able to understand that what we are talking about. So this is a picture of primary succession. So this is the beginning. Like Danny, yes, like human evolution. So what is happening here? We do not have anything. We do not have any life here. We have just rocks, right? So then we have lichens, and this is called the pioneer species, right? In a primary succession. So what is happening with a gradual period of time of a few million years? We have lichens. Lichens are called microorganisms that are breaking down this rocks, and slowly the rocks are converting into soil. And we have then when we see soil, then we see small plants like grass and nothing else, no trees, right? Like fungi and algae, all of these. Then we see grasses and perennials. So this is a primary succession. So what do we mean by primary succession? That in the beginning it was nothing, and then slowly life was evolved. So you can see this, that we have grasses and perennials here, that we have grasses, shrubs, and shade intolerant trees such as pines. You can see that we have pines, and then this is a climax community. This is a forest, right? So this is a primary succession. So what is a primary succession? That in the beginning you do not have anything, and after some time, after a few stages, with the passage of times, after a few million years ago, you see this entire forest. So this is called ecological succession, and this is the type of the ecological succession where we start from zero. You can see here that we are starting from zero. This is primary succession. And what is the secondary succession? Anyone? Do you guys have any idea about the secondary succession? It doesn't start, let me give you a hint, it doesn't start from zero. Yes, Danny?
It starts from the end or the middle.
Yes, you are close, very good. So in secondary succession, what happens is that when this end product is destroyed, for example, people go to this forest and they want to camp here, and they use fire, and they do not like put water on that fire, and when they leave, this whole forest is being destroyed by that fire, and then it goes back to zero, and then it starts, right? So secondary succession is that secondary succession does not start from zero. For secondary succession, we need to have life, we need to have a climax, a proper community. And when it is destroyed by climate, by environmental factors, by natural disasters, right? And then life starts again, but not from zero, right? So that is called secondary succession. So I hope it is clear to you guys now. So in secondary succession occurs when the primary ecosystem gets destroyed. When the primary ecosystem gets destroyed, a climax community gets destroyed by fire, just like I gave you the example. So it gets recolonized, it is re-established after the destruction. So the re-establishment of the ecosystem after destruction is called secondary succession. I hope it is clear. Yeah, reformation, recolonization, rebirth. So this is known as secondary ecological succession. So small plants emerge first, followed by the larger plants, and tall trees block the sunlight and change the structure of the organisms below the canopy. Finally, the climax community arrives. Climax community is the final community. While studying ecological succession, we do not go that far. So animals are a part of ecological succession, but we are studying just the plant portion of the ecological succession, right? But yes, if you look at in the long term, so the animals will come, yes. So this is the example of the secondary succession. So what is a secondary succession? You see, in the beginning, we had this in the climax community. We had this well-established forest. So this was destroyed, and then we do not have anything. So now we are starting again from zero, but in the beginning, we had this entire forest which was destroyed, and then the process starts, and then microorganisms play their important part, and then we see grass, and then we see the intermediate trees like pines, shrubs, young oak, right, and hickories. And after that, we see these big trees. This is called, the final stage is called the climax community. So now let me show you a real picture. So on the left-hand side, in the example of secondary succession, what do we see here? This is a forest which was destroyed by a fire. You can see that there is no grass. All the trees are black. They have been burnt by the fire, and this is after 3 years or 4 years. So you can see here that the trees are repairing themselves. You can see here on the left hand side, the trees do not have any trees here, they are dried. And then on the right hand side, we can see that you can see these leaves on these trees. Look at the ground. The grass is appearing again. So this is the example of the secondary succession, where the ecological succession started from the climax community. It didn't start from zero. So I hope the small flower plants and all that. So I hope that these topics are very clear to you guys. Let me give you another example. This is the example of a town called Chernobyl. So this is a small town in a country near Russia. So what happened was that many years ago, there was a nuclear plant, and it produced electricity, and it exploded, right? And all this town was destroyed. The animals were killed, and the humans were removed from this region, this city, this town. And now we see that we have different types of trees here. You know, they look at the ground here. So this ground is reestablishing itself. So this was about the example of the secondary succession. Let us look at another example. So you can see that we have the soil here, we have plants, but look at this flood, you know, due to excessive rain, a flood came, and flood is taking away all this soil. And after some time, you will not see any plants here, right? And then after a few years ago, the soil will be reestablished, and then the plants will be formed. So why I'm showing you these examples, so we can see that what is the purpose, the causes of ecological succession. So what are the main causes of ecological succession? So the main causes of ecological succession include the biotic and climate factors that can destroy the population. Yeah, fire, rain, or a natural or a human disaster like a nuclear bomb, like tornado. Yes, the Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the cities were destroyed by the American nuclear bombing. Like all the life in that city was destroyed, and then after a few years we can see that the life is coming back, and the towns, we see trees and we see animals and lots of things. So these are all the examples of the secondary succession. So I hope this is 100% clear. Do you have any questions? Okay. Any other student, if you have any question, you can please participate. You can please ask. Danny says that there is no question. Anyone? What about you, Samuel? Is it clear? Yeah, Luciana, what's your question? Can you please type? A primary succession starts from zero when the earth was formed. Oh, okay, you do not have any question. Sorry, I didn't get you. That's fine. So Camila, I hope you are there and it's clear. And I hope you are listening and you are taking notes.
Guys, if everything is clear, just say to the teacher it's clear or it's not clear, but you have to participate in the class because this is very important that everything is clear for you, because this class is for you guys. Just it's very important that you are be sure that everything is clear, okay?
Yes. Okay, Aaron also said that it is crystal clear. Okay, thank you very much. So let us proceed. Okay, so now we are moving towards our third topic of today's class, and this is biomes and aquatic ecosystems. So biomes, yes. So we have touched this before a little bit, but now we will discuss in detail that what is a biome, and we will discuss the types of biomes and aquatic ecosystems. So do you guys have any idea about biomes, that what are biomes? What is a biome? Yes, it's a type of biome. Biomes means any place, any ecosystem where life exists. So that is our biome. And on our planet Earth, we have different types of biomes. So we will study the different types of biomes, and then we will discuss aquatic ecosystems in detail. Part of biosphere where life exists, that is called biome. Like a forest, we have a life in a forest, right? We have cities, we have oceans, we have seas, and we have ice. So all these, we have deserts. So like their life exists in a desert, life exists in ocean, life exists in a river. life exists in a lake or in a pond, and life exists in a forest. So we have different types of biomes. So everywhere where life exists, so the community is called a biome. Yes, the tundra, the Sahara Desert, and all that. So an area on Earth where life exists. So this is the simplest definition of a biome. So it's very easy to remember, and it will not like you will not get confused, right? So you can write it down, you can take notes. Okay, now let's move on to our next slide, and we have different types of biomes. So we have tropical rainforest, right? So they are near to the equator, or the Tropic of Cancer, or the Tropic of Cancer or Capricorn. We have two imaginary lines around the equator that divide our Earth between the two parts. We have temperate forests, we have deserts, like we have taiga, we have grassland, we have savanna, we have fresh water. Fresh water is rainwater, right? Rivers, lakes, and ponds, all these, they contain fresh water. We have marine, we have ice. Yeah, like Camila, I hope you are listening to the class. Aaron is participating. We have Camila, but I asked question from Camila, but I did not see any response. I hope she will participate. Someone can send her a message that if she's there, so she should participate, right? And then we have, so this is a picture that where on Earth we have different types of biomes, right? So this green, we have this light green portion, we have a tropical rainforest. So you can see that we have equator in the middle. So it is an imaginary line which divides the land in two parts, this one and this one at the bottom. So this light green area is called a tropical region. So we have forests here, right? So then we have a temperate forest, the dark green portion, this one. So these forests, they are far from the equator and near to the poles. So this is another different type of forest we have here. Then we have desert, like the yellow one. So this is another type of biome. And then we have tundra, this region. These are vast lands, not like just grasslands, right? Not many trees. Trees cannot grow in this region because they are very close to the ice and very cold area. And there is not enough sunlight to power big trees. So there is mostly grass and like bushes. And then we have yellow portions. We have grasslands here, this one, right? And some these are in Russia and yeah, China and Russia, portions of China. Yeah, trees grow from rain and soil, Danny, but you need sunlight, a powerful sunlight. So that is why on the North Pole we do not see trees. Like there are just lands, right? Trees cannot grow here in this light blue region because the sunlight is not enough. So this is the area where the sun directly hits the earth. So we're here, the sunlight is very strong. So that is why we see lots of trees here in the tropical and the temperate region. So then we have savanna, we have tropical grasslands. So we have these grasslands here in orange color. So this is another type of biome. No, the Middle East is full of desert where the light hits directly. Then the Sahara Desert, the Africa, this is Sahara Desert. So these are the regions near to the equator, so where the sunlight is very strong. So if the sunlight is very, very strong, again, you will not see any trees because all the vegetation, the grass, the trees will be burn. So trees exist where sunlight is in moderate conditions, not too strong, not too weak, right? So this is the important factor for trees. And again, then we have like Egypt, Kuwait and Qatar, these are deserts, right? So the regions where near the equator. So we do not have plenty of trees here, just the desert, this yellowish orange part. Saudi Arabia and Dubai and Abu Dhabi and all that. We have Australia, we have deserts here as well. Okay, then we have blue, we have fresh water. So fresh water are the rivers. And then we have marine. So this is light blue. So the sea consists of salty water, and fresh water is rainwater. You cannot drink this water from sea because it is very salty, and that is why it is called marine water. So we have different types of fish in the sea, and we have different types of fish in a river. So the fish that we have in the sea cannot survive in a river because of the fresh water, because of the difference between the fresh water and the salt water. And then we have this white color, this is ice, and like polar bears, so and seals and penguins, so all sort of living organisms, they live here. And this is another type of biome. So these are all the different types of biomes. And now we will discuss aquatic biome in a little bit detail in the last 5 minutes of this class. And Danny says that like some fishes are saltwater fishes and some fishes are only able to live in tropical environments. Tropical environment is yes, like a clownfish, yes. Like big whales, like, you know, so whale fish cannot live in a river. You will never see a whale in a river. So it will only survive in a marine, in a sea or ocean, right? So this is the difference between these two biomes. So we will talk about this in aquatic biome. We are coming to it. So look here, we have, okay, so we have aquatic ecosystems. Aquatic ecosystems, we have water-based life. No, Danny, humans cannot survive underwater. They can only live on the land.
No, what I meant by that is that like we can travel like to different countries, different continents, like Brazil, Asia, Russia, and
yes,
humans
I
are
get it
adapted.
now. Yes, that's fine. But we mainly live on land. We cannot live on ice. We cannot live on the desert, right? Because it's too hot. There is not enough food. There are no plants in the desert. So we can survive near rivers, near the tropical areas, yes, near the ponds and near lakes, where we see plenty of plants. We have variety of plants. We have variety of animals. But yes, we can travel into different continents, but we mainly survive on land.
That's obvious. That's over and beyond our ability.
Yes, so the ice is a too harsh climate for, it's very cold. Desert, it's very hot. And underwater, like we cannot breathe underwater. We do not have gills here. Only fish can survive. But yes, for some time we can take up the oxygen. If we have a cylinder, we can dive into the ocean for around 20 minutes or so, and then we have to come back again. But yes, we can visit all these regions, but mainly we survive on land. That was a good perspective. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so we have aquatic ecosystems. So we have different types of ecosystems. We have 8 types of aquatic biomes, right? We have lakes and ponds. These are freshwater. We have rivers and seas. Rivers is fresh water again, but sea is salt water. And these are different things. We have different biomes. We have oceans. So what is the difference between an ocean and a sea? A very, very important question, and you guys need to understand this. Camila, I hope you are listening. Or Kamil, Mina, I need participation from you guys. Yes, Samuel, I hope you are listening. Danny, yes, the size, and there is another factor as well. Salt, no. A little bit, but I am looking for something else. Light. What is the difference between a sea and an ocean? Yes, Danny, the main difference is between the size, but the sunlight is hitting the bottom of the ocean. But as you go deeper, when the size gets bigger, the ocean is more deeper than the sea. So the sunlight is unable to reach the surface of the ocean. Those places are completely dark, the depths. So light has a very, very crucial relationship in differentiating sea and ocean, right? So in the sea we have light, but in the ocean, as you go deeper and deeper, you do not see any light. It's completely dark. So the life which survives in the dark, it is completely different than the light which is surviving in the sea. Jellyfish with lights, like, so in the depth of the ocean, we see different kinds of life that is emitting light, the fluorescence based light. Let me show you the picture that how life is at the bottom of the ocean, where it is completely dark. Yeah, but I'm talking about a specific type of jellyfish, and let me show it to you guys. This one. So you can see here that this jellyfish has lights in it, and there are different chemical reactions taking place that is lighting up its environment. So it is completely dark here. You can see here around this jellyfish, this is the bottom of the ocean. It is very deep, so no sunlight is reaching here. So this type of jellyfish, which is emitting light, is only found at the bottom of the ocean. You will not find this living organism in a sea or a river. So this is the main difference between an ocean and sea. That in ocean we do not have any light. The sunlight cannot reach at the bottom of or the surface of the ocean, but in sea we can receive little sunlight, right? So I hope it is clear to you guys now. Yeah, electric cells. So this was a very important point, and somebody can ask you that, okay, tell me the difference between a sea and an ocean. So you will tell them two things. The first one is that the size, the depth. Sea is not that deep, and ocean is very, very deep. And the second point is sunlight. That in sea we can receive sunlight, but in ocean, as we go deeper and deeper, we cannot receive sunlight. So I hope it's clear to you guys. And now let us look at some of the other types of ecosystems that are water-based. So we have estuaries. So what are estuaries? We will see that in a minute. We have coral reefs, we have wetlands, we have mangroves, and we have intertidal zones. Danny, we are talking about inside the sea and inside the ocean. Yes, beach can have, but beach is land. Beach, we cannot say that beach is an aquatic ecosystem, right? Beach is a land, beach is a surface. So we are discussing inside the water, like we are going into the water. Okay, so now look here, and we have oceans and seas. These are the largest ecosystems divided based on the level of sunlight reaching down, as I just explained, the deep into the depths of the water. So how many types of oceans do we have? Do you guys know? Can you guys name the oceans? One, we have Arctic Ocean. We have two, we have North Pacific Ocean. Then we have a South Pacific Ocean. But this is a Pacific Ocean. We call it one ocean. Then we have a Southern Ocean. We have Atlantic Ocean. This is northern part, the northern part of the Atlantic Ocean. Then we have a southern part of the Atlantic Ocean. We have Arctic Ocean. We have a Pacific Ocean, 2. We have an Atlantic Ocean, 3. We have Indian Ocean, 4. And then again, we have Arctic Ocean or a Southern Sea. So how many different types of oceans? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Arctic, Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian. So these are all oceans where the light cannot reach at the bottom of the surface. So just a few slides left. We will take 5 more minutes. So coral reefs are specialized regions in the seas that form an ecosystem by themselves and are dominated by several organisms with diversity and species richness, forming an ecosystem of its own. So this is a reef. This is called a coral reef. So you can see here that we have different types of living plants here. We have different types of fish so that live around this. So this is a type of an ecosystem, and that is called coral reef. So this is a type of aquatic ecosystem. This is an ecosystem which is underwater, right? So aquatic ecosystems, all the aquatic ecosystems, they are underwater. And then we will discuss estuaries. So what are estuaries? So estuaries are the regions where fresh water and seawater mix up to form a unique ecosystem with highly fluctuating salt levels and temperature range that is impacted by the rainfall and runoff. So let me show you with the help of a picture. Look here. So this is a river, and this is a land, and the water is coming from the river, and in rivers we have fresh water, and this is an ocean or a sea. So this portion here where the water from a river is entering the sea, so this portion is called estuary. Okay, yeah, so where river and sea, it is merging, it is overlapping. So this portion is called an estuary, right? So we have different types of plants, we have different types of animals, we have different types of fish that lives in this region. So this was our today's lecture. So now we are moving towards the summary. And if you guys have any questions, you can ask. So in the beginning, we discussed introduction to biology, and we discussed different types of biology. Can you guys name, write in the comments the branches that we have studied so far? How many branches? Yes, Danny, you have a question?
I think we studied today like 4 lectures or 5.
Yes, subtopics, but three main topics. Yeah, but I'm talking about the branches of biology. Can you name the branches of biology that we studied?
Ecological biomes and aquatic ecosystems.
No, I'm asking about the branches of biology. How many branches we studied in the branches of in Introduction to Biology in the beginning?
3.
Now we are revising from the start. The first topic that we started. Let me like anatomy, physiology, biotechnology, genetics. Okay, let me ask you a question. What do we call the study of living animals?
Biology.
Biology is in general. I'm asking specifically about the study of animals. It starts from Z. Zoology, right? But that's okay when you will revise then, yeah, zoology. And the study of plants, botany. Okay, so I'm talking about this slide that we studied here: anatomy, biotechnology, botany, ecology, genetics, immunology, zoology, physiology, and microbiology. So you need to remember the definitions of all these different types of the biologies that we have. These are the branches of biology. Okay, so now let us go back to the summary. And then we have ecological succession, we have primary succession, we have secondary succession. Primary succession starts from zero when there is nothing, and gradually life emerges. And secondary succession is when the primary succession is destroyed by fire, by human disaster, by climate disaster, and then life starts again. Then we have biomes, we have deserts, we have different types of aquatic biomes, we have rainforests, we have savanna, we have tundras, right? And then we have aquatic ecosystems. And in aquatic ecosystems, we studied about this estuary, and then we studied about the coral reef. So these are the two types of the aquatic biosystem that we studied. So now I'm going back to our main slide. So these three topics that we studied today: introduction to biology, ecological succession and climate, and biomes and aquatic ecosystems. So this was all today from my side. And if you guys do not have any questions, then we will conclude the class. Thank you very much.
Guys, everything is clear? The class is going to be closed right now. Just be
Yes,
sure.
teacher.
Okay, very good.
Yes, teacher.
Excellent class, Arnab. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Always your class is very, very interesting.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Congratulations, Arnab. Guys, thank you for being here. And remember, be patient for next